It's a Friday night. You're at a dinner table with 5 people you love. The check comes. There's a pause, that small, awkward silence where everyone does math in their head. And before anyone says anything, you reach over and take it. It feels good. For about 4 seconds. Then your friend says it. Must be nice. Half a joke. Half not. And something shifts at that table that nobody can see. But everyone just felt. You didn't just pay for dinner. You just told 5 people where you stand. And you can never quietly take that back. Here's what nobody tells you about money. The second it becomes visible, it stops being only yours. It becomes a fact other people build expectations on top of. And tonight, without meaning to, you just laid the foundation. Stay with me. Because by the end of this, you're going to understand why the people quietly building the most wealth in this country are almost never the ones who look like it, and why the single sentence you say at a dinner table could cost you over $400,000 over the next 30 years. Not from a bad investment, from being seen. Start with this number, because it should stop you cold. Survey after survey finds that roughly 6 in 10 Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Here's the part that doesn't fit the story you've been told. More than a third of people earning 6 figures say the exact same thing. 1 in 3 high earners cannot survive one missed paycheck. That's not a wages problem. That's a visibility problem. They earned more. They let people see it. And then they had to keep performing it. Go back to that dinner table. It's 18 months later now. You're not just the friend who pays sometimes anymore. You're the one they call. Your sister needs help with a car repair. She calls you first, not your brother. Because, in her words, you've got it. Your friend group has quietly drifted toward the restaurant 2 notches nicer than the one you used to go to. And somehow you're never the one who suggests splitting evenly. Nobody's exploiting you. Nobody's plotting anything. They're just responding to information you handed them. And once people know your floor, your "I can't really afford that" stops sounding true. It sounds like an excuse. And when it sounds like an excuse, you stop saying it. By the way, if this is landing for you, subscribe. The algorithm does not push videos that challenge how people think about money, unless viewers actively tell it to. This is the part that should genuinely unsettle you. It's not even about other people anymore. It's about you. There's real research on what's called identity-consistent spending. Once you've let people see you at a certain financial level, your own brain quietly starts protecting that image. Ordering the cheaper entree in front of a coworker who thinks you're doing great suddenly feels wrong, even when it's the smarter move. You're not weak. You're just human. Your brain wants the story to hold together, even while the story is draining your account in the background. $30 and $80 and $150 at a time, in moments you'll never remember individually. Run that at $400 a month. And that's a conservative number. Kept invested for 30 years at a 7% average return. That's $480,000. Gone. Not to a market crash. Not to one bad decision. To being known. Now picture 2 versions of you, 10 years from now. In the first version, people have a rough number for you. Not exact, but close enough. You're doing well, and everyone around you has quietly calibrated to that. When an opportunity comes, a leap, a risk, a job that pays less but means more, you can't take it. Not because the money isn't there, because too many people are standing on the floor you built, and pulling it out from under them costs more than you're willing to pay. In the second version, almost nobody has a real number for you. You drive something forgettable. You don't post the moments that would update people's math. When that same opportunity shows up, you do the calculation privately, look at what you've actually built, and say yes. Because nobody's standing on your floor. Nobody has a vote. Same income. Same decade. 2 completely different lives. And the only variable that moved was what people were allowed to see. So here's what actually protects the second version of you. And it's not spend less. First, stop adding data points. Think about the last 12 months. What have you said, posted, or implied about money to the people around you? If a stranger could guess your number from what they've seen, you've already been priced. The work now is simple. Stop making the picture any clearer. Second, keep your milestones to yourself. Hitting your first $10,000, your first $50,000. That deserves to feel enormous. It doesn't need a witness. Tell your partner. Write it down somewhere only you'll read. The number is no less real for staying quiet. It just stops being a lever anyone else can pull. Third, build a number nobody else knows. Not your emergency fund people can guess at. The actual figure, the one that means you could absorb any ask, any emergency, any opportunity, without flinching, and without a single person at that table getting a say. The people quietly winning at this were never trying to look like they were. That was the whole point. If you find this video interesting, hit the subscribe button. I drop weekly videos on how to build wealth. Smart money, see you in the next one.